Hey there guys, thank you very much for checking out Hursty Games. Do not forget, while you are here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to be updated whenever I upload a video, and of course like the video if you enjoy it. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching and enjoy the video. Look after yourselves. Hey there guys, and welcome back to Hursty Games, and welcome to something that is just a bit of a almost like time killer for FIFA 18, because I don't know about you guys, but at the moment I'm finding FIFA 18 a bit of a drag at times to kind of bring myself to play, and that's never good, especially for somebody who actually wants to do FIFA videos frequently. You know, that doesn't really help. So I'm going to show you guys something that I use to kind of just play my way through FIFA a little bit, and it's something very different, I imagine, for a lot of you, but it's obviously something I've done for the last couple of years, especially with my good friend Jack. So let me show you just a small, great little fun idea that I think you guys could try and help maybe get you back into FIFA a little bit. So as you can see here, I'm hovering over manager career, so we're going to go in and do that. You don't have to do the increase, I guess I'll do it just because I've got it. But basically, this career mode is about very quickly going from a tiny team to shooting up and becoming a Champions League like contending team within not too many seasons and within a very short period of time. So right now the time for me is 8:30, pretty much bang on 8:30. So it's 8:30 now. Let's see how long it takes for me to get this career mode up and running and to a point where I can actually maybe even contend for the Champions League. To start off, to show you, one of the most fun ways I think personally to do this is in the Republic of Ireland, because it's a tiny little league. You don't think about it being a team you can go and try and compete in the Champions League with, but you can. And for me personally, my favourite team to do this with is Limerick, and that is because look at those board expectations. Very low, low, and very low. So you don't have to really worry too much about job security if things aren't going very well to start off with. But I'll get this loaded up and we will jump into the method, I guess. Okay, so we are in this new career mode at Limerick FC. Obviously, first things first, you just do the normal thing. You go and do a pre-season tournament. But the very first thing I do, and I guess this helps a little bit with the financial takeover, but it doesn't do that much, because this is actually obviously my second account, so this isn't like my normal account where I would do my career modes. But as you can see, got £1 million in the transfer budget. How am I going to spend it? Well, this money is going to be spent on youth scouts. So as you can see here, we're going to go into this. I'm not going to spend all of my money. I'd love to go and buy this guy, the 4-3, he'd be amazing, but that's all of my budget gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this guy, the 1-1, nice and cheap, not spending too much in this first time of asking. Then we'll buy this guy, another 1-1, and then we'll treat ourselves to like a 2-3 or like a 3-3 or something, maybe this guy. That takes us down to 600. Yeah, we'll buy this guy, 3-3. Okay, so we've already splashed out around half of our budget already. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to set up scouting networks for the first of the month. I personally, to me, it's quite important to do it on the first because it just speeds things up a little bit. So first of the month, and then just pick some places you want to get players from. So I normally go to teams that have very good international teams. So for example, these youth players aren't going to step straight up into the England team or like the German team or Spanish team, stuff like that. So I'll start off, I'll go to Germany. We will send our scout there for 6 months just because of the price to send them away. So we're going to say, actually it might have to be 3 months. What I'll do is I'll send them for 3 months. It depends on the budget and depends on how much money you spend on the scouts. So for example, if you do just 3 1-1s, you could afford to send everyone away for 6 months, but because I spent a little bit more, I'm going to just do 3 months on this one. And in Germany, you know what, I'm just going to stick it to any. Sometimes I do it, again with that, it doesn't matter too much what you set them up to find. You can set each scout to something specific if you want. What I tend to do if I go somewhere like Brazil though, so I'll show you in this one as an example, I tend to go on something like a playmaker or technically gifted. Just because often those players from South America and stuff are technically gifted and are playmakers. And then finally we will send, you know what, I'm going to go to Belgium. I often skip out Belgium, so I'm going to send to Belgium again for any. And honestly, for the first month, that's all you need to worry about. If you want to go in and, I don't know, really concentrate on this pre-season, you can. I personally don't. I don't find it that important for me. But basically, I'm now going to skip forward to the end of the month, so starting on the 1st, not having concentrated at all on any of the pre-season and stuff, just get into the first, so that's where I'll next see you. Okay, so just while this is simming through, because actually this is something I meant to mention and I did forget, so my bad for not mentioning it, is basically this is more of a time killer than you're going to go and play FIFA. Like, honestly, you can play FIFA. I tend to find that these career modes start off with me doing it as a time killer, just I simulate the games, like I simulate the season, like I don't actually play any games, but I simulate through, and then it gets to a point where I normally get into, say, the Europa League or the Champions League and stuff, and then I start playing games, because that to me is where it starts getting exciting and the purpose of this career mode really starts to kick in. So that for me is how I treat this. So if that isn't for you, then I can only apologise, but I genuinely think that actually doing it like this sometimes can be quite fun. We've actually also managed to get into the final of the pre-season without even touching the team, so that's nice and entertaining. But I will see you guys at the start of the next month. I'll also show you how we did in the cup. Here we are, 1st of August, just to check back. We drew the final, that doesn't really tell me anything, so it's penalties of some sort. But the most important thing, we'll get back to these offers and stuff in a minute, the most important thing is the scouting updates. So, first guy, here we go. This is where it really kicks in. This guy, minimum 69, is already, I'm like, yep, that's absolutely fine. He's not going to be very high rated. I imagine he's going to be around 48 rated, which you've got to bear in mind, your team anyway, you're looking at 50 rated. So let's sign up this guy. Great job with the youth program, sweet, we've already accomplished the youth program by signing one person, fantastic. 72 to 94, sign him up. There he is, into the club, loving that. Him, we'll keep scouting for now, he's probably going to be a no, because max 71, not what we're looking for. And then the German guy, 78 to 94. Whoa, this guy's going to be insane. This guy's going to be like almost 60 rated. That's quality. So we'll sign him. We'll come back on him. Him is a no-go. And we'll wait to hear back on him as well. But not being funny, that's a really good starting month for this system. So what I'll now go and do, so one second, that's retracted. I'll just sort this out very, very quickly. What I'll probably end up doing now is sorting out any of these players that we've already got, because again, this is your team. You guys do this how you want to do. If you want to sell people, so for example, this guy, they've asked to loan him out, 49 rated centre mid. I'm going to probably say yes for now. He's not really going to play here, because the whole point is I'm going to try and get these youth players up through this system, and actually the youth players being the main focus of this whole team. If that's another youth player that's not really going to play, get rid of him. But you can see we can already start these guys, 47, 45, that guy's 56. He's going to be one to watch. So Eric Kraus, keep your eyes and remember that name. But basically the plan is now, we train up this guy, we train up this guy, we get them to a point of, I don't know, around low 50s, so they can actually start in the team, and then you bring them to the squad and you put them straight in. That's where the magic starts to happen. So back to these training drills. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep training this Holland guy up just for now, just so we've actually got a young keeper starting to come through. But as soon as we get a young keeper scouted, we're fine, we're golden. But I always do this just as a little temporary measure. I'll probably only do it for this month, and then he'll get to like 56 or 7, and we'll leave him at that for now. But we're going to start training up Rossi, so we'll put him on something like dribble possession for now, and then we'll get the other guy who was fullback, there we go, get him on 2 for now, so get him on advanced defending, and it will probably be crossing, I can't remember what it's called. Dribble, it'll be dribbling, yeah, cool. So we'll get them training up. Like I said, it's not going to take too long. I reckon by the end of the month, we'll get them both to around 50 rated, and then we can already start looking to call them up into the team. So now what I do is I still calendar sim personally. Again, if you want to sim game by game, or you want to play the games, that's entirely fine, that is entirely up to you. But I calendar sim to each Sunday, because that's when the new training starts. So I personally do that, calendar sim to the Sunday. I often check the result. I mean, away to Dundalk, we're probably going to lose that game, I'm not going to lie to you. I reckon 2-0 to Dundalk, but we'll double check it. Oh, we actually won that, amazing. This Limerick already leaps and bounds above previous ones that I've done. But again, I bring up that training set that I've already created and prepped last week, and you do it again. As you see, Rossi, Vanu, oh god, I'm not even going to try. The other guy and Holland, all of them actually went up that week, sorry. So we're already starting to see great progress. Okay, so we're now at the start of the next month. So again, the plan is you look at the guys in the youth system. This guy's a maybe, we might come back to him next month, because obviously we've only got 1 month left on this scouting system we've set up this time round. This guy is a definite no. This guy is going to be a no for now, I think. and we'll check this guy next month as well and see if that goes up a little bit from low 60 to maybe mid 60s. And okay, we're going to say no to this guy for now because he's 15 and not enough potential for my standards personally. Ooh, okay. This guy might start a little bit higher rated. If you look at the value that they're normally on, so that guy was worth 40, that guy was worth 80. So this guy's going to be a higher starting rating than this guy because of that value. And that guy's 70. Okay, so I reckon from this first one, we're only going to be getting a couple this season. But again, we'll leave all three of those for the next month and see what comes from that. But to show you guys already the movement that is starting to happen on the players we've got in, this guy's up to 49 and this guy's up to 50. So we're going to call both of these guys up to the senior team, get both of them starting to play, which means their ratings go up even more and they're going to start becoming very, very good players for this league, which is the first step. The first step is not get Champions League ready players, you get players ready for the Airtricity League. So let's get those guys into this squad. I'm not fussed about quick, what? Get out. Right, so let's go through in Rossi, and then I think this guy's like, one of them's like 30, I think. 28, near enough. And then we're going to throw in our new, oh, he's a right back. Idiot. Absolute idiot. We're going to throw in our right back as well. So let's put him on the team there. But yeah, that is how we start. You start off nice and small changes, and those changes eventually become big changes that really start to make a difference. Again, like I said, this is a slow burner. It starts off slow, but it does pick up. You've got to be a little bit patient with it. As soon as you're patient with it, it starts to fly by. Okay, so we're at the start of October now. As you can see, as you might not have seen, I'll just go back. As you can see, 10th place, 10 points from 10 isn't fantastic, but I promise you, it's very rare you're going to get sacked from doing this, even if you finish rock bottom. I did do one once where I got sacked. I think I had 3 points from the 33 games though, so that was a bit of an exception. But again, I was just skipping over everything, so I missed a lot of stuff. But these obviously are the final scout reports, so anyone we don't sign in this little batch, we don't sign full stop. So we're going to get rid of this guy, not at all interested there. This guy, again, not that interested. This guy though, 66, I'm going to take a bit of a punt. The main thing is here, he is costing me next to nothing to sign. Next to nothing to sign him. So sign him up, train him up, get him out. That's the way I look at it. That for me works. So that's my tactic there. This guy, I think we're going to say no to him. Definitely saying no to him. We'll come back to a couple of these. But basically, what I tend to look for is I just look at their actual potential over their starting rating, because their starting rating you can fix. If you get someone they start off like 38 rated, it won't take long to get them up to mid 40s. It really won't. And then you just keep powering them up and they will get there. That's the thing to remember. As long as you put the effort into them, they'll start to build. This is the guy we're going to sign from these three. I'm probably going to leave the other guys. I don't think. No, 50 grand as well. No. Oh, 100 grand. Okay, he might start at like 50 rated as well, I guess. So actually he's not going to be difficult to burst up. So we're also going to sign him. But we're going to leave this guy. Last ones. Let's have a little look. Neither of those, I don't think. No, we're not going to say neither of those. But again, like I said, we can build up the guys that we've now got. So let's have a little look at the youth system and what we've got. It's the start of the month, and it's also a Sunday on the start of the month. So we actually get to train some of the new guys we brought in potentially. We're definitely going to start training this guy because he's 18, so he can be called up straight away. This guy 52 for him as well. This guy, as I said, the one to watch. He's currently 15, so we still can't call him up, but he's already 58 rated, minimum potential of 80, still a max of 94, so that is looking incredible. Even from this month alone, if we just get this guy, we have done very well. But I'm now just going to carry on simming. We haven't got any youth system set up right now, because at the moment, 6 players is plenty. Just to show you, I've actually got quite a bit of transfer budget because of how well we did in the pre-season, so I can kind of set it to around 750 maybe, because 7.5 grand wages is plenty. But what I'll now do is I'm going to carry on with what I would normally do, maybe set some more youth system ups, but catch you guys up at the end of the season and show you where we stand. Okay, so I've gone all the way through to the end of the season. To give you guys a slight idea of time, it's just gone 9 o'clock, so it's been just over half an hour. I've gone through this entire season, and to show you, I mean, at the moment you'll see we've got 94 manager rating. We actually managed to get up to 4th. Didn't play a single game, simmed the entire thing, just went on the Sundays and the first of the month to have a little look at the youth players. and to show you our current youth system that we've got players going in there. So we've got some great guys slowly coming through the ranks. This guy and this guy both looking to be very, very good when they get to 16 and we can call them up. But actually in our starting squad, we've got some good youth players already in. Hayes is doing okay for himself. I mean, Rossi out of form, but decent rating. We've got Van Burg, we've got Kraus. We've actually got a new youth keeper, Romano, there we go, throwing him straight into the team. But we have a couple of youth people slowly making their way into the squad. So it's slowly but surely, but we are getting there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think we've got 7 or 8 youth players now already in the starting 11 and subs. So starting in Season 2, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip straight through it, doing the exact same kind of thing. And basically I reckon next season, we're probably going to finish in the top couple of places and get ourselves into Europe. Let's see where we're at for next season. Okay guys, so it's actually the next morning after the first little batch that I was playing and showing you. And I just want to show you now, it's 2022 in the game, so we're right at the end of 2022, so we're halfway through the season. To catch up on what's happened so far this season while I've been simming through it, we had our qualification for the Champions League. We had, as you can see there, we were quite unlucky there to have to play a day after each other, but we went out on away goals, so we actually lost. It was 5-5, no that's a lie, 5, yeah, was it 5-5 or 4-4? It was 4-4, maths, it's the morning. It's 4-4 on aggregate, but we went out on away goals, which is disappointing. I was hoping to be able to show you guys in us sort of qualifying for the Champions League. But what I can tell you is in the Europa League, we have smashed our group. We are top of the group, so we have qualified for the Europa League in this league. But the most impressive thing right now is the squad. So I'm going to show you that. Get ready, prepare yourselves. Okay, so as you guys would have seen there, the squad now is looking absolutely incredible, and this is a combination of all the players that I would have been scouting through, getting into the squad, training up and stuff, and just throwing in there and getting their ratings slowly but surely working their way up by themselves. Now some of them obviously I have been training and bumped up as well. This Rossi guy, I have not trained once. I got him in the, I think he was in the first or the second season, and he has he's gone up like 20 plus overall in that time, and look at him now. He's 84 rated, by far the highest rated player in the league, and is absolutely running the show. He's currently unhappy because he's been injured, so he hasn't been playing, but he's just got back into the team, so his morale will go back up. But I mean, you can see our starting 11, everyone apart from our goalkeeper was 80 rated, and he was 79. He's on his way to being 80, so you can see the team is looking absolutely incredible. Now, this is the Kraus guy that I mentioned right at the start. As you can see, he's gone to 81 already. He's doing really, really well for himself. He's already made himself into the team. Now, this guy I signed on a free transfer from the free agents bit. So that's something I'm going to talk to you guys about very briefly as well. But he's actually the regen version of Ibrahimovic. So if you don't know what that is, I can explain that as well when I go through it. But yeah, I've actually technically signed the new Zlatan Ibrahimovic there. So technically Ibrahimovic is at Limerick FC now. Madness. But you know, great depth in this team. It's looking fantastic. We signed this guy as well on a free from the free agents. I don't think he's really even played for the team. He's on the bench. He's struggling to get into the starting lineup, and he's 19 years old at 77 rating. We signed him at 74 rated on a complete free contract. So that's absolutely mad. But as you can see, the ratings of these players is phenomenal. We've got so many 70 rated players. A few players out on loan, and then as you can see, we've still got a few players that we've just kind of brought through the ranks this year, the likes of this guy and Quinn and Cortez and stuff. So these are players that are just coming through the ranks now. But what is almost just as impressive, so I haven't done the contracts yet for this season, but what is almost just as impressive, you look at the value of these players, okay? So you've got this little bit here, and then it jumps up to 5.5, jumps up to 7.5, and as you can see here, we just keep climbing, right? How many players do we have worth over £10 million right now? We won't include these two guys, even though they're right on that border. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players worth £10 million plus, right? That is crazy. This guy, Rossi, as I said before, and Prado, okay, between them, I have got a value of £65 million, and that is their base value. Obviously, being in form and stuff, that will go up. He's on £1,000 a week, for God's sake. He is on £1,000 a week, and when I give him his new contract, he's probably going to go up to about 5 or something. So if I just do this, look now, right, delegate renewal. So I'm going to offer him 10, bang, 10 grand a week, and he's one of the best players in the world. And we've just given him a 10 grand a week contract, okay, because we're in the Irish League. 7 grand a week for that guy. Okay, this guy's the top goal scorer in the league. He is one of the top goal scorers in the European League as well, in the Euros, the European Cup. Bang, 7 grand a week. Like, it's crazy. The only issue with delegating it like that sometimes is they do add a release clause, which isn't the end of the world. I did have one player that added a release clause and we had to sell him, but the release clause was 22 million. And he ended up getting to like 76 rated at the age of 18. And I think it was Atletico Madrid came in, triggered that, and I was like, okay, £26 million for an 18-year-old player that is actually on my bench right now because he was a right back. He wasn't going to start. But it's crazy. It is honestly, it's absolutely crazy. You can actually go and sign pretty much anyone you want. The only issue you're ever going to have is players maybe not necessarily wanting to come to the Irish League. But it's not even the end of the world then. So received offers here, as you can see. Look at the offers we're getting in for these players. Okay, so I've rejected a lot of these. But the offers we get in for these guys are mad. £24 million for this guy. It's absolutely crazy. I think we did actually accept one deal this transfer window. I don't think it's come up. We sold another right back, a young guy again who we weren't playing, but he went for 10 million. And as you can see here, all these guys here we signed completely for free. Completely for free. Didn't spend a penny on them because we got them all from the free agents bit. So it's absolutely mad. This guy, like I said, the Regend Ibrahimovic. So if you don't know what I mean by Regend, it basically means when the older players that were world class in the game go out of the game in the career mode, the game inserts into it basically a young version of that player. They normally get signed up straight away by a club in the same league they were in. So for example, Ibra, if when he retired he was in the Premier League, a Premier League team normally end up signing a youth player that is Swedish, a striker, and has great potential. Normally, I don't know why, it normally seems to be Leicester for me. They normally sign this young Ibrahimovic. But I had one in a career mode I've done before where Ibrahimovic retired. I tried to go straight in and find him. He'd already gone to Leicester, and he started off at 18 years old and was 82 rated. Mad. Absolutely mad. So if you can get in there and snipe one of those yourself quickly, it's really, really worth it. But I'll show you very, very quickly what it is you need to do in order to find these guys. If you go onto free agent, and if I tend to set it to 19 or 20, then you actually get the full feel of all of them. You want to go through these guys and have a look. So obviously that, you can see there by his red stats. We're not going to be signing him. You basically want to see if any of those stats jump out at you. So that guy is an if, it's a maybe, not looking too special. That guy looks okay, doesn't look crazy good. I just want to find you maybe one example of someone who might be worth something. Let's have a little look, see if we can find someone. Man, no one jumping out right now. Come on EA. Just for the sake of my video, can there be one person? They don't want to do it, do they? They don't want to help me out right now. They're genuinely not going to help me out. Okay, this guy, not too bad. So 20 years old, so right on the kind of cusp of that age that you're going to be wanting to look for. Defending between 65 and 75, so he's probably going to be around 70 rated. Somewhere between 69 and 71 or 2 is what his rating is going to be. So you can sign him up. If you're not sure, scout. Just scout. It's really, really easy. The only issue with scouting is sometimes other clubs will snipe them and pick them up first, but sometimes it's the risk you've got to take. But this guy is going to be around 70 rated. So if I found him in the first season, and my average team rating is 50 something, this guy would be a great signing to get him in straight to 70 rated, get him up to about 75. Clubs will come in for him. You can sell him for near enough 8 to 10 million, and then you've got something really massive to build around, build your club around. So that's really the basis of this entire thing. Okay, like I said to you before, you can start affording whoever you want. I've made £46 million in profit this season. £46 million, okay? That's mad. I'm on 20 million with 145 grand wages. You start with about £500,000 and about 2 grand wages. So to build that already is crazy. And I've only had to sell one player that was potentially going to be a player that would come in, and that's because his release cost for nearly 30 million went. And then one player that I was never really going to intend to play because he was never going to get to the quality of my first team guy, and I made 10 million on him. So looking at £40 million profit from 2 players that I have spent 0 actual money on, My scouts now, I've got a 5-5, a 5-5. I recently let go of a 3-3, so I could sign a 5-5. There he is. I've got 3 5-5 scouts as well. So as and when I feel like I need to start reinvesting in the youth, because at the moment I don't need to. You've seen the squad, you've seen what we're currently rocking with, and this team is going to win the Europa League this year. I don't care what anyone says, it's winning the Europa League. Next year we're going to get into the Champions League. So if you actually want to see me continue with this career mode, you want to see from the year 2023, you want to see that and how I do with this team, then you've got to let me know. But hopefully you liked this. Please, if you are somebody who likes career modes, go and check this method out because it's so much fun. I sit and do this like once a month, and I'll just start a fresh one, and I find it so much fun because you get to build these players up. You really get to just make a team work, and it is so much fun. So I cannot recommend it enough. And at the end of the day, if you find, oh, it's boring now because I'm just winning all the Champions League, just sell your team and start again, or just start a fresh one. It's as easy as that. It's really enjoyable. But like I said, if you have enjoyed this, leave a like. If you want to see this continued, then please do let me know, and of course subscribe if you're new around here. But for now, boys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Look after yourselves.